Hello and welcome to the April edition of Community Connect. This month's guest is Eric Wallen. Eric is the Lyon County Sheriff. Thanks for being here.
Yes, thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Let's talk about all the good things that happened in March. There's a few things that got canceled because of the nuisance snowstorm the weekend of St. Patrick's. So let's go past that. On the 20th, the True Light Promise Banquet featuring Sean McDowell was at the Upper Room. Great turnout as always, and goes towards a great school here in town. So thanks for everybody that came and all the volunteers that helped put that program together. The Marshall High School hosted their third annual job fair on the 21st. They had a huge turnout. In fact, it was their largest turnout they have had to this point, where they actually had to spread into both gyms. And Eric, that's pretty important I know the Lyon County Sheriff's Department was there to get in front of the future workforce.
Yeah, it is very much so. We're constantly trying to recruit new members to our team, and it's a great way to get out to the younger people as they're deciding where do they want to go, what direction they want to take for post-secondary education. And whatnot.
I would actually say probably there was a large percentage, or probably about half percentage of the businesses there. You can't really even start until you're 18, but it's good visibility for the businesses and good visibility for the kids. So thanks to everybody that came out to that, and Shonda Walker who helped coordinate that program. The Empower Her Women's Conference was on the 22nd out at the Red Baron Arena. They sold out the Blue Peak Conference Room. Good job, Courtney, for selling that out. It's always a good event. I've never obviously been to the women's conference, but I'm sure it was a really good event. The same day at the Red Baron Arena, the Youth Sports Activity Expo was also going on. Thanks to Cassie at the Red Baron for putting this on. This is a great way to kind of do some shopping for your kids to see what they kind of like. It's not just sports, but it's also some activities around town. So thanks to Cassie for putting that on. It's probably about year 4, year 5 for that, don't you think?
I think so. It's been going on a few years now. It's a good time for the little kids.
Yep. Finally, this past weekend, today is Tuesday, April 1st, April Fool's Day. This past weekend was the Culligan Water of Southwest Minnesota home show at the Red Baron Arena. Big numbers this year, so good job, Aaron and his team. 2,157 people. Erica, were you there this past weekend?
Yep, I had a chance to stop out on Saturday, and there's a lot of good vendors from around the area that was very helpful to help me make decisions on things. I need to make a few stops now at some businesses afterwards from the things I learned there, so it was a good time. Yeah,
of course on the other side, you weren't where on the ice side, there was actually a broom ball tournament, which I haven't seen. I actually played back in the mid-90s, and we were just terrible, but it was good to see. It probably a little bit of crossover when they came over and probably hopefully visited the expo side, but good job Aaron and the team for that, putting on a great show again. So again, this month's guest is Eric Wallen. Eric, can you share with us what the Lyon County Sheriff's Office is like in terms of structure, the different roles within the organization, the number of employees that you have?
Sure. Yep. Thank you. So our Sheriff's Office consists of about 52 full-time employees, and that's spread across 3 main divisions. We have our patrol division, which is the deputies that you traditionally see out in the patrol cars. And those are the licensed police officers. There's 18 of us, counting myself in that group. We have 21 full-time staff that work in our jail, and they take care of our inmates and run the jail. We have 8 full-time 911 telecommunicators, so the people that answer the phone when you call 911. We have 8 full-time staff, work 24/7 in that center. And there's 3 support staff in the office, the various clerical work and things like that. We have a handful of part-time employees in the jail and in the dispatch center as well to fill in some vacancies on the schedule. Aside from that, kind of our structure that we have set up is there's the sheriff, which is myself. We have a chief deputy who is basically the second in charge of the office. And then we have a handful of sergeants who are the patrol supervisors. They're the supervisors out on the streets. And then along with investigators or detectives, if you want to call them that. And we have a deputy that's stationed up in the courthouse now that's been there for a little while, but it's a full-time position that does court security. And then also we have transport officers that shuttle people, doctor's appointments, other court hearings in different places, or pick up people, bring them back to our jail if they're arrested in different locations.
Of course, for those that don't know, and most people watch and know, of course, you have a unique partnership with the Marshall Police Department, who you're housed out of as well.
Yep, we share a building with the City of Marshall, with the police department. They came over in 1999. They moved out of the downtown location and into our building, and they put an addition on to accommodate that. But
Yeah.
it's been very beneficial. You see some counties across the state where the relationship with their local police department is not as solid as what we have here. We have an excellent working relationship, and I think being in that same building helps foster that.
Sure. So I've seen some pictures on social media, Facebook, about a new canine here that just got hired and trained here. So let's talk about that canine.
Yeah, so we have Roxy, and Roxy came to us a few weeks ago. She was from Slovakia, and they're picked out by the kennel that is assisting us in training the dog. They select these animals from Europe. That's where they found a lot of good police dogs are raised. So we got signed up with that, and the biggest challenge was, how do we name the dog? It comes to us without an official name. And so we developed this coloring contest for kids 4th grade and younger to participate in, and the winners got together to help pick a name. We had 268 entries, and they lined the halls of our office with all the different pictures, and it was kind of fun to see. But we had 8 winners that came in on a Saturday. We had some pizza, we had the dog come in, and we settled on Roxy was the name for the dog. And she's currently in training with Deputy Swenson up in Buffalo. It's a 12-week process. So they're in week 4 of that training program, and we look to see her on the streets soon.
Yeah, a lot of those dogs come from that same European area.
Yes, they do, and there's something in how they're bred and the characteristics with the genetics of that type of dog. So and it's funny, we could have got multiple types of dog. You traditionally see a German Shepherd. We asked about Labs and other dogs, but this was the one best suited for the needs that we had. And
where does a bloodhound come into play?
I don't know. I don't know. But
sometimes you see those.
Sometimes you see those, and it depends on what the dog's geared for. If it's strictly a detection dog like ours is, it's only going to sniff for drugs or help track people. It's not one like you sometimes see on TV where the dog chases a bad guy down, tackles them and all that. Our dog is not trained to do that. That is a behavioral trait that was not found in this dog, so it was put into this section for the detection purposes. But I've seen dogs, like little tiny dogs, that are for sniffing bombs and whatnot in airports and stuff. So you can train any type of dog really to do that type of work.
So we have had a lot of crazy weather here, and just in the last few weeks. We've gone from nice and warm, nice heat, to the next day literally getting snow, and having a couple of weather advisories here just in the last few weeks, which means severe weather. The worst couple of months when it comes to severe weather, May, June roughly, is coming up. With severe weather awareness is coming up as well. Can you give us some information about the various types of severe weather we might see in this area?
Yep, we could be exposed to a wide gamut of weather. We could have snow in May. We could have tornadoes in March. I mean, it was a few years back, there was a tornado up northwestern Lyon County in March. It didn't cause much damage, but nonetheless, it occurred. And as we see today, it's April and we have snow. But the main thing is we are getting into that severe weather range with, like you said, May and June. And the propensity for thunderstorms, severe thunderstorms with the hail and the winds, or tornadoes is more likely. And next week is the National Severe Weather Week, just an opportunity for awareness and to practice your drills at home for what to do when a tornado warning comes and where you're going to go.
Okay, great. I saw in the news in the last few weeks, and I actually got some about painting tolls, like through MnDOT or whatever it was. I actually got 2 of those text messages. What are some of those other kind of common scams that we're starting to see now?
That one is a big one right now. I've gotten a handful of those text messages as well, where it looks like it's coming from MnDOT, and they're saying you owe a toll and to call a number or to contact someone. That's a scam. MnDOT does not reach out to you that way, and Minnesota doesn't have toll roads other than the express lanes in the Twin Cities. So. But other things that we have seen is still the same scams that we've probably seen for a few years now, where it's the IRS attempting to contact you. Things as tax season, that is a little more popular one, where you'll get a text message or an email or a phone call from the IRS claiming that there's an error in your tax return and you have to call someone to iron that out. Well, just a word of advice is the IRS will initiate contact with you in writing only. So it'll come through the U.S. Mail Service if they have a problem with your tax return. If that contact's initiated in another form, it is most likely a scam. Other ones that we have seen is the same ones where people want you to get a gift card to fund some type of thing, whether it's a charity donation or they say you owe some money, or maybe they say a loved one's in jail and they need money to get out of jail. And they want you to go and get gift cards from Walmart or Hy-Vee or another realtor, and those are scams as well. They take the serial numbers off the gift cards that you buy. They'll want you to read those serial numbers over the phone. They'll take them and they'll go online and spend that money.
Yeah, it's just never ending, and they just keep building on something, some sort of theme out there all the time.
Yep, they just, once one seems to have run its course, they'll think of a new excuse, and it just keeps cycling.
Yeah. Let's talk about some of the illegal drug use in the area. What are we seeing with that right now? So let's provide some information on that.
Yeah, one of the biggest issues right now is fentanyl. It's a very dangerous drug. It's almost like Russian roulette when taking fentanyl because you just don't know the potency of that drug. It's made illegally. It's made in home labs, predominantly out of the country. However, when they make it, they don't know how pure each little pill is. One pill could have 0% of the actual fentanyl drug in it, and it's just all the other combination of ingredients. And the next pill could be 95% pure fentanyl, and you just don't know what you're going to get each time you take it. That's why you see a lot of overdoses. We've seen a lot of overdoses recently on fentanyl drugs, and that they have become more common being mixed with marijuana or methamphetamine or other drugs that people use. One of the real sad pieces of it is the dealers are now mixing the fentanyl in with the other drugs that they're moving in an attempt to get people addicted to the fentanyl, and so they don't know they're taking it, but then once it gets introduced to them, it's highly addictive and very dangerous.
Yeah, I mean, you can get affected by just touching it too, right?
It can, in any type of inhalation or ingestion. If it gets on your fingers and you rub your eyes, or gets up to your mouth, or if there's product in the air and you inhale it, it could be very dangerous that way as well.
No good at all. So what are some of the challenges facing law enforcement agencies right now?
The biggest challenge, I think, remains the ability to recruit staff in all parts of the job, even our licensed positions, our jail positions, dispatch positions. We've struggled, and it's been across the state, across the country, it's been a real struggle to recruit staff into this profession. So you've probably never seen us at job fairs before the last couple years, but like we were at the one we just talked about at the high school, and I've done several other ones, just attempting to recruit. And I want to knock on wood that our agency, we've been pretty fortunate with retaining the staff we have. I've seen others in a lot worse positions than we're in, but there's always a need. So I encourage anyone with the interest in the job, there's a lot of opportunities.
Sure. Okay. Well, thank you, Eric, and thanks for being here, and thanks for everything you do and what your team does in the community.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Let's talk about all the things that are going on in April. There's a number of things going on. The Stick a Fork in the Cancer fundraiser is going on throughout the month. That's going to help benefit the Relay for Life. Check out the Relay for Life website or their Facebook page to see which kind of restaurants you can go to help support this fundraiser. The Habitat for Humanity, the Restore Spring Market is this Saturday 9 to 4 at the Market Street Mall. So stop in, support this event, and support Habitat for Humanity. The Spring Kindle Market is scheduled for the April 12th from 9 to 12 at the YMCA. If you've never been to this, it is worth heading to. You're supporting youth entrepreneurship, anywhere for kids from ages like 5 or 6 to like 19. So stop on in, support these young entrepreneurs. Again, 9 to 12 on the 12th at the YMCA. The Prairie Home Hospice Ball is scheduled Also on the 12th at the Upper Room, Masks and Milestones is the theme this year. Get your tickets before it's too late. I went to this last year. It was like 80s, and I wore a mullet, and I won the mullet contest, Eric. I know you go to this every once in a while.
Yep, we've been to the hospice ball a handful of times, and it's really a good time.
Yeah.
It's a fun opportunity, and it's a great organization to support.
It is. If you haven't been to the Upper Room, and I know a number of watchers probably have, that is well worth the price just to go see the Upper Room. So support Prairie Home Hospice, get some tickets if you're able. Hope Harbor is hosting their dessert frenzy on Tuesday the 29th, also at the Upper Room. There's no cost to attend this event. Get a table of 10 and you get your opportunity to taste some of the best desserts in town. What you do is you group up with your table to see how much you pool some money together. And if you're the top, then you get the first choice at the desserts. And then it goes all the way down from there. So Hope Harbor is another important organization and ministry here in the area. Support their organization and go to the Dessert Frenzy on Tuesday the 29th if you can. Right here on campus, SMSU and Actus is hosting their silent auction fundraiser also on the 29th at the Upper Comfort Center from 6 to 8:30. Support these SMSU entrepreneurs before they head off to nationals in mid-May. Finally, on the chamber side of things, come on out to the Tyler Golf Club on Wednesday, April 30th for our Business After Hours in conjunction with the CEO Trade Show. Great way to support youth entrepreneurships. Once again, CEO stands for Creating Entrepreneurial Opportunities. They are just finishing up their third year in this program. So go out and support them. There's about 18, 19 young professionals that'll be there. Wednesday, April 30th, Tyler Golf Course. Finally, just a quick reminder, our coupon book is out. That is our biggest fundraiser. Stopping into the chamber office and get yours. You can also get them at a number of other places like Borch's, Runnings, Hy-Vee, the YMCA. There's a number of organizations that are helping sell these books as well. So be sure to get that. It's $5,000 worth of savings. It's only a $30 book. All of these events in April can be found on our website at marshallmn.org or can be found on the visit site at visitmarshallmn.com. Thanks again for tuning in to April edition of Community Connect, and thank you, Eric, for being here.
Thank you.
Next month, Mavi Valentin from our chamber team will be here. Get introduced to her and kind of learn about all the things the chamber's got going on this upcoming summer. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you in May.